So this week on The Socket, we took a foray into the RTS genre for the first time.
For the first time. First time last time.
First time last? Oh. I don't know if Company of Heroes is the only RTS game ever made. To some, it may be. I've heard rumblings of it being one of the best RTS games. And World War II is a pretty decent setting for an RTS game. I mean, it's a setting that's been done to death in other genres, but not real-time strategy.
Nazis and tanks and paratroopers.
Bin ich deine Mutter, Arschloch?
Yeah, and it's by Relic, who is known for the Homeworld series?
Dawn of War?
Dawn of War, yeah. And then I feel like before that, really...
Did they do Homeworld?
I believe they did.
Oh.
I may be wrong, but they definitely did Dawn of War. And I feel like this is definitely up Dawn of War's alley from like the 15 minutes I played of Dawn of War 10 years ago. Where it's really interesting for RTS. My RTS background isn't particularly strong. I've played Command and Conquer and that's about it. What have you played RTS-wise?
I don't know, I've played Command and Conquer, StarCraft, Warcraft, Rise of Nations.
You play any Age of Empires?
Age of Empires. I haven't played Halo Wars or Halo Wars 2, so I can't really speak too definitively on the genre, but this seems like an RTS game. I also played Dawn of War.
Okay. So yeah, you got the good old resource management, but what I found interesting is that this game is kind of more micromanagey than other RTSs where you have a lot more direct control on your units. Yeah. Instead of just going this general direction, like it'll show you exactly where they're going to end up taking cover, and then you can tell your troops to throw a grenade and they'll throw it basically exactly where you point them to throw it. And so it's kind of like a hybrid in that sense. It's like a hybrid action RTS game.
Yeah, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, it definitely differentiates it from most RTS games in that manner. And playing Company of Heroes, the one thing that stood out to me the most is that this game is really well polished.
Ooh, okay.
I like whenever you're playing the game, it feels super well polished. Like the destructible environments, you blow everything up.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just feels like they spent a lot of time making this game.
But but the AI is just not it's not snapping like it needs to, and it's like I don't know if it's because I was playing on normal or something. My mindset going into a mission was always like, I'll capture these 3 and then I'll kind of create a line and then I'll just move that line forward slowly. But then as soon as I started playing, I was just like, okay, this guy's dead, so I'm just gonna build another guy and then I'll have him run over and get this post, and then that guy's dead, so then I'll just make another guy and I'll run him over here, and it was just always complete chaos.
The campaign, I feel like at the beginning it was alright. It was really easy because they needed to, show you the ropes at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then it starts to ramp up a little bit, and then they give you tanks. And so for the next like 50% of the campaign, it was literally me building as many tanks as the game would let me, and then having like 2 groups of engineers just repairing the tanks as they just blew everything up. That was 50% of the game for me.
Yeah, did you drive through a few walls?
Yeah, I drove through walls, hedges, buildings, whatever I needed to, because tanks are literally invincible to almost all small arms fire.
It's really fun using the tanks.
Yeah.
And the bad guys have tanks.
Yeah.
So it's
but
like
if you have more tanks,
then you win.
Yeah, then you win. You let your engineers repair the one tank that their tank damaged. But then, because of that, now I get to this mission where you have to defend this hill, and you got no factory to build the tanks, and you've got no tanks, and all you got is people. And so I'm like, okay, I don't know how to use people, so I just kind of select them all and then make them go to the tanks to blow up the tanks before they blow me up. But that obviously didn't work. I got steamrolled like the first 2 times I tried, which was like 45 minutes to an hour each. I just get absolutely decimated. Yeah. And so then, this is probably the most fun I had throughout the whole campaign, was that I actually had to strategize and actually use my troops effectively, because I couldn't just build all these tanks and blow them up and not care.
Right.
I had to strategize and place my people. I had to get some machine guns here or there, some snipers. I'll put them here so that they can blow up these guys or kill these guys before they get up the hill all the way. and then I need to place my anti-tank stuff strategically, and then I had to get my engineers to build barricades so that the tanks couldn't get around certain sections to try and funnel them down certain areas, which all were things that I didn't do through almost all the campaign. But yeah, that mission was a lot of fun, and like right at the end, you know, they had like 3 minutes left that I had to defend the hill, and I had like 4 machine gun dudes positioned up on the hill, and they're just raining down bullets onto all the Nazis, running straight into them, and there's just bullets flying everywhere, and I'm just sitting there with a little joy in my heart that Nazis are dying by the hundreds to my American bullets.
Well, it sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
I guess I'm disappointed in the campaign because it has a lot of fun missions, but as a campaign, it's just not memorable at all. It's not like there's no like characters to. They try so hard to give it like this dramatic like reading where it's like, oh my god, we're getting ambushed. It seemed like a complete waste of time. I was just skipping cutscenes by the end because it's like none of this matters and it's not entertaining.
Yeah, when I was playing the opening cutscene where they're storming Normandy, which is something I've probably seen like 15 times by now, because I just felt like watching the opening cutscene that I was just transported back to the 2000s World War II craze.
Yeah.
Where I was playing World at War and watching Brothers in Arms and the Pacific.
Conquer's Bad Fur Day.
And Conquer's Bad Fur Day and everything else World War II. I felt like a middle-aged man sitting there witnessing these terrible things that are happening to my dad.
Okay.
You know?
Same.
I can kind of understand the appeal at that point, because I feel like back in the day, this game was a lot more technically impressive, where you've got the in-engine cutscenes happening, and then it just zooms out, and then all of a sudden you're playing these people that are getting absolutely murdered.
The people look like marionettes or something. I don't know. It's not.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like back then, it was probably more technically impressive. Where I mean, like they're zoomed in this far into an RTS game, where it still doesn't look completely bad. It looks like a PlayStation 1 game. Yeah,
I just didn't feel. You could tell I was supposed to feel a certain way.
Yeah.
Watching these cutscenes, and it just didn't do anything for me. It was just like. But I mean, the campaign is great. It's a ton of fun, and I think the missions are really varied and interesting, and it does a really good job of kind of easing you into the ideas of what you should be doing, except it just jumps ahead halfway through. But other than that,
yeah, the pacing's off in a lot of spots. I felt there's spots where it's just defend this for 30 minutes.
Which is not fun.
It's not like an objective that you get in any other game, really, where you just sit there and defend something for 30 minutes.
Right. I don't think people would go for that in any other context.
No.
I feel like usually there's more happening.
Yeah. Can't be cutscenes. Can't be.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Cutscenes. Yeah.
This has campy cutscenes.
Yeah. They're just weird, blurry character models.
Yeah, and they go, my boy back home is into baseball. Baseball, that's the boringest sport in the world. And then they all die.
Yeah.
Gotta take this hill.
And they're like, who won the World Series? I swear it's the Yankees. No, you gotta ask my brother Johnny. He knows all the World Series. Yeah. And it's like, oh, they didn't have the internet.
I don't know, but my big complaint is that in every RTS game, I hit a point in the mission halfway through where it's like, oh, either I'm gonna beat this, or I'm gonna lose.
Yeah.
And if I'm gonna lose, then I don't want to play anymore.
Right? Yeah, I definitely felt that. Yeah, I definitely felt that way with... I don't know if that's just me with RTSs in general, or strategy games in general, where... I just kind of get to a certain point where I don't see the point in even trying anymore.
At that point, it's not fun to win even, because it's just like, okay, I have more guys, or I have more tanks. Mm-hmm. And this is not a complaint of this game, this is a complaint, this is why I don't like RTS games, basically.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's true, it's just not my genre, and it's because I don't think it's... I can't play it on a level where it would be interesting. Because, okay, here's the thing. We're not talking about online at all, because I'm not going to play online, because I'm bad.
Mm-hmm.
And these are complaints about the single player, which almost doesn't matter in this context, because this is not why this game is
exists. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's hard to talk about, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I still think this is one of the best RTS games I've played.
Really?
Just because, well, I don't know, it's fun when you're just like rolling through and like buildings are exploding and you got like, there's a lot of like moments where I just barely do something and that's a ton of fun.
Yes.
It's like, oh, I pulled it off.
Yeah. There's a lot going on a lot of these maps. There's buildings everywhere and like the pathfinding, I can just imagine how terrible having to program this pathfinding would be, but it's still not very good.
Why do they crawl towards bad guys, Christian?
I don't know. Like, I would have this weird problem where you would have like a squad of 6 people, and then one of the people would just end up getting progressively pushed like farther and farther away, and then like
away.
Yeah, and then the 5 people would just sit there waiting for the one dude who's like halfway across the map trying to get back over there.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know.
It's weird. And then I was like driving my tank, and then it was a fire tank. Yeah, it was a fire tank, and then I told it to kill this dude, and so it was going to get close enough to fire him, but the dude ran right into the tank, and then he like got clipped into the tank's chassis, and then he just started ragdolling everywhere.
Awesome.
It was good.
So where are we putting this bad boy?
I want to say it's better than Vanquish.
I don't like it as much as Vanquish, but I think it's a better game than Vanquish.
How do you reconcile that internally?
I don't know.
Okay.
Do you think it's better than Resident Evil?
I want to say yeah. I want to say it's better than Resident Evil.
Okay. Do you think it's better than the next one that I don't remember?
I want to say it's Psychonauts?
Yeah.
I want to say it's not better than Psychonauts.
No, Metroid Prime.
Metroid Prime. That's right. That's a bit more of a tough. That's a tough fight.
Is that the line that we need to draw in the sand here?
It might be.
I feel like Metroid Prime's becoming that game where it's like, okay, here's where we actually start ranking stuff.
Yeah.
And then Resident Evil's like, I don't know. It could be better or worse than Resident Evil. It's hard to say.
Yeah. I feel like my memory of Metroid Prime is better than what Metroid Prime was while I was playing it.
I feel the opposite.
You feel the opposite?
I think my memory is worse than what it actually was. I would say Metroid Prime and Company of Heroes are 2 games that I think are great games that I don't care for that much.
Okay.
So I wouldn't put it above Psychonauts for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Because Psychonauts is a game I actually like a lot.
Yeah. I feel like Psychonauts is definitely stronger.
So I guess it sounds like it's either above Metroid Prime or it's above Resident Evil.
Yep, that sounds right to me.
So
Metroid Prime, where does it sink? Does it sink or does it swim? In the beaches of Normandy.
When I was having fun with this game, it was more fun than I had with Metroid Prime at any point.
Yeah.
I would put it above Metroid Prime.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Company of Heroes better than Metroid Prime.
So the list is, from memory, Rystar, Psychonauts, Company of Heroes.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
Resident Evil. Vanquish.
Wow.